Hi everyone, I'm Brianna and welcome to Roll Initiative. Today I'm going to be going over some ways that you can start a side quest, along with some tips on how to actually run them. Let's get started. So to start a side quest, you need the actual quest, how they hear about it, and why they would do it, whether it's like a moral thing of why they would, or a reward. So let's start with how you can present the side quest. Probably the most common way to start a side quest is for an NPC to give it to the players. It's really easy to set up. The NPC just talks to the players, tells them why they should do the side quest, what the side quest is, and what they'll get from doing it. Though this can be difficult in two main ways. The first is trying to let the players know that certain NPCs will have a side quest for them, as it can be really hard to justify why a random NPC would walk up to some guys and start telling them about their problems. The other problem with doing it this way is if the players don't trust the NPC, they could think it's a trap, or they could just get bored with doing what they think is NPC's chores. Though an easy way to avoid that is to mix it up and have them find side quests in lots of different ways. A quest board is a really good and reliable way to get quests out there, as that's specifically what they're for, and you can just put up the board with all the quests on it, and your players can choose which ones they'd like to follow. It also means that all the information they need is very handy, what they're doing, where they're going, and what their reward is. Meaning you don't have to spend time in character as an NPC trying to explain the quest. Legends can be really fun side quests, although they can be a little difficult to pull off. Though they can be very easy to set up. They could hear about the legend of a dragon's hoard from an NPC, or if there's a certain festival going on in a town, maybe there's flyers up talking about the legend that started the festival. The hard part about this can actually be getting the quest information out there, because your players can just take it as a legend and not really think about it as a side quest, and it can be hard to try and get across their reward and the benefits for doing this quest when it's just a legend. A way around this can be making the legend still active. Say they're at a town that has problem with a certain legend every year or so, and they can either go out and save the town from this legendary creature, or they can find that it's a bunch of con artists tricking the villagers into giving tribute. Some things to keep in mind when doing a side quest is that there should be a reward worth doing it for, and it probably shouldn't just be gold every time, because that gets tiring quick and you already get far too much gold in most things from D&D. Try and keep the rewards interesting by switching it up. You can have magic items, some gold, gems, and some other interesting items. Side quests should also probably be kept pretty short, as you don't want them to be overcomplicated and distract from the main story. But you could add elements from the main story into the side quests to make the side quests seem more relevant, so that they'll be more interesting to do for longer. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful, and if you did, maybe you'd consider liking it or maybe subscribing to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.